open. We'll start with pranayama. Interlace all 10 fingers, glue your knuckles to chin. Cross your thumbs, press them against your throat. Exhale to prepare, and then begin inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lungs full. Exhale, gently guide your head back for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lungs empty. Inhale, chin down. Focus one spot in front of you, and then lift your elbows, stretch up through your spine, chest, and head. Exhale, spine straight. Lift your chest, gently guide your head back. Palms touch, forearms touch, elbows touch, lungs empty. Inhale, part your elbows. Right away, stretch your elbows up and back. Open your rib cage so your lungs can fully expand, belly tight. Exhale. So you're filling your lungs to maximum capacity. And now use your abdominals, your diaphragm, push from your belly to empty your lungs completely. Inhale, deeper breath. So each breath deeper, fuller, stronger than the last. Suck your belly in, relax your shoulders down. Exhale. Keep your spine straight, so draw your tailbone down as you lift up out of your waist. Press your heels down, stretch your elbows forward to touch. Inhale, 2 more. These 2 breaths should be even deeper, so when you think your lungs are full, suck your belly in, try to take another sip of air. Exhale. So you're increasing the capacity of your lungs here, and as you squeeze from your belly to empty your lungs, you're increasing the strength in your diaphragm. Inhale, last one. Exhale. And then relax your arms down. Find a point of focus out in front of you. We'll move into our Sun A salutation. So first time through, taking it nice and slow. So being mindful of your alignment and form. And then moving through breath to movement. Inhale, mountain pose. Traditionally, your gaze is up at your thumbs with your palms pressed. But if there's any sensitivity in your neck, chin can be down, forward, gaze forward, or you can open your hands up shoulder width if there's any shoulder sensitivity. Engage through your abdominal muscles. So belly button up and in, you're lifted and supported. Strong through your low body, root down through your feet. Relax your shoulders into the sockets, but lift your chest, stretch up out of your waist. Exhale, gentle back bend. Cactus your arms, relax your shoulders. Relax your neck, let your head be heavy. Now stay lifted up out of your low spine, hips forward, look back, go back. Inhale, mountain pose. Belly button up and in, root down as you lengthen, stretch up out of your waist. Exhale, forward fold. Swan dive or bring your hands through heart center and touch your fingertips to the floor. You can bend your knees a little or a lot. You can open your stance, maybe open the feet hip width. And really allow your low body and your low spine to relax. So if it feels really intense in your hamstrings, bend your knees deeper. You want to feel a release in your low spine as well. So sometimes just bringing your stomach all the way to the thighs and then grabbing your elbows and just dangle here. So feel that release in your low spine. Let your head be heavy. Maybe rock a little bit, ragdoll side to side. Now, if you opened your feet or had a grip, release that grip, bring your feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to your shins. Your tailbone stretching back, the crown of your head stretching forward. So a lot of length through the back body, again, belly button up and in. Your spine very straight, you look like a tabletop. Exhale, crouch and curl. Lift your heels, tuck your chin, round your spine, forehead to knees. You can press into the floor for balance or to get a little more round through the shoulders, the upper spine. To challenge your balance, grab for your elbows around your shins. Now we'll move through that breath to movement several times. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, gentle back bend. Inhale, mountain pose. Engage your abdominals. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Long through your spine. Exhale, crouch and curl. Inhale, mountain pose. Deep, full inhale breath. Lungs should be full when you reach the fullest expression of your pose. Exhale, gentle back bend. Then draw out the movement with your breath. Inhale, mountain pose. Engage through your abdominals. Exhale, forward fold. Ride the wave of your breath. Lungs empty here at the bottom, fullest expression. Inhale, halfway lift. Long through your spine. Exhale, crouch and curl. Round your spine, chin to chest, forward to knees. Inhale, mountain pose. Start to deepen the breath a little bit, that hugging in your throat. Exhale, gentle back bend. So it's Ujjayi, upward victorious breath. Inhale, mountain pose. So breath audible, sounds like waves crashing on the shore. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, crouch and curl. Inhale, mountain pose. Coming back to the breath, exhale, gentle back bend. Okay, relax your shoulders, relax your neck. Inhale, mountain pose. Belly button to spine, lengthen up. Exhale, forward fold. So warming up with your breath, you're also warming up your spine, moving in all directions. Inhale, halfway lift, long through your spine. Exhale, crouch and curl. Inhale, mountain pose. Moving into our half-moon series, or moving into a half-moon warm-up, come to a steeple grip. So interlace fingers, release your index fingers, thumbs crossed. Inhale, stretch up to the ceiling, and then push your hips to the left, stretch up and over to the right. Just one long, slow exhale, push your hips. Inhale, back through center, stretch up, and then hips to your right, stretch up and over to the left. So now working lateral flexion for your spine. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, gentle back bend. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, crouch and curl. Inhale, mountain pose. Now coming back to your steeple grip, moving into your half moon series. Inhale, stretch up. Lengthen up towards the ceiling, hold that length, and just start to push your hips to the left. Come up and over to the right, find your first point of resistance. Make sure breath is still moving, you're calm in and out of your nose. Make sure your arms and your legs are very active, so tighten through your thighs and your glutes as you push your hips to the left. Engage your abdominals, lift your chest, stretch up out of your waist and reach to the right, really active arms. So feeling a tremendous stretch down the left side body. Chest lifted so you're evenly compressing the right side, benefiting your kidneys, your liver, your spleen. Press your big toe ball mounds into the mat. Right shoulder forward, left hip forward, chin up, arms back. Exhale, push your hips a little further to the left. Inhale, come back through center. Chin up, chest up, stretch up out of your waist, full lungs. And now push your hips to the right, stretch up and over to the left. Maintain that length you just created. You're still lifting, stretching up and out of your waist as you start to slide your hips towards the right. So working on this tremendous stretch, you should feel it all the way down the right side body, fingertips to feet, specifically over your right shoulder and right hip. The skin might feel taut. Left shoulder forward, right hip forward so that you're not twisting out of that stretch. Keep your chin lifted so you're able to breathe normally. Continuously arms back, so you're also working on opening shoulders. Push your hips a little further to the right, reach towards the left. Inhale, come back through center. Lift your chest, stretch up out of your waist. Exhale, relax your head all the way back. Now relax your neck completely. Maybe wiggle your head a few times. Make sure you're not holding on. It's a very kind of common reaction that we tend to like tighten up a little bit when we let our head go. So relax through the shoulders, relax your neck, keep your strong low body. Start to pull your arms back, look back behind you, press your stomach, hips, and thighs forward. Keep lifting through your chest. You're trying to create this even full extension in your spine. So if you only feel it in your low back, can you lift a little bit more through your chest? You're creating this full extension, coccyx to the base of your skull. Lift your chest up, look back a little further, and now maybe pull your arms back a little further. Good, Dave. Maybe you can point to where you're looking. Inhale, come back through center. Stretch up first, tighten your abdominals, and then stretch forward and down towards the floor. Take your time, bend your knees, round your spine if you need to. And once you touch your fingertips to the floor, bend your knees right and left. So loosening up a little more through your hips, your knees, your ankles. Maybe wiggle your head a few times, maybe take another crouching curl. And then Padangusthasana, hands to feet pose. Grab your heels from back to front. Stepping onto all 5 fingers of each hand, your little pinky fingers should touch side by side. Now work your elbows way back behind your legs. Keep your elbows wrapping behind your forearms throughout, and then begin to pull up on your heels. Lift your hips towards the ceiling and pull, stretch your body down towards the floor. Stomach to thighs, chest to knees. Press your face into your legs below your knees. Now check in with your arms. Keep your elbows back and bent so you're maintaining a front side compression. When your elbows are bent, you have more access to pull with your biceps straight. So creating a stretch, coccyx to heels, coccyx to the base of your skull. Lift your hips, pull, stretch your body down towards the floor. Now bring your arms out, biceps with your ears. Inhale, stretch forward, come out the opposite way that you went in. At the top, exhale, and just float your arms down to your side. Practice being still. Utkatasana is next. Toe heel your feet open, so your feet are now hip width distance. Take a peek down, make sure your heel's right behind your toes, so your feet should look like the number 11. Then arms up in front of you, hands shoulder height, shoulder width. Lift your chest. Tighten your abdominal muscles, exhale, push your hips way back and sit into a low chair. Put all of your weight maximum into your heels, feet flat. Now peek down, there should be 6 inches between toes, heels, knees, hands. You're aligning your skeletal system. Then lift your chest and arch back. Again, shift your weight towards your heels. Really think booty back as you stretch forward as counterbalance. Lift your chest. As you exhale, sit your hips lower. Inhale, come up. Second part, straight up to your tippy toes. Like you're wearing your Christian Louboutins. Stretch your spine, chest, head up, and then bend your knees. And sit down on the tops of your toes. Keep your spine straight. Draw your tailbone down as you stretch up. Lift your heels up, knees up, chest up, chin up. Try to come higher on your toes by lifting your knees up towards the ceiling. Inhale, come up. Relax down on your heels. Third part, back onto your toes a little bit. Squeeze your knees, engage your inner thighs. Slowly start to sit down. Keeping your spine straight, all the way down like you're sliding down the back wall. Squeeze your inner thighs, knees slightly down and forward. Continuously stretch up, your traction in your spine. Keep engaged through your inner thighs. Squeeze your knees and slowly push up. Spine straight, knees together all the way to the top. Then open your knees, heels down, arms down, and right foot to left foot. Garurasana is next, eagle pose, and then we'll move into another flow. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, swing your right arm under your left. Cross out your elbows again at your wrists, thumbs towards your face. Pull your elbows down and sit your hips down into the chair. You were just here, so weight back toward your heels, booty back. Then lift your right leg high over your left. Twist your legs, try to wrap your foot under your calf muscle, and if it doesn't go, no big deal. Just working towards that, squeeze your legs tightly together, whether your foot is wrapped or not. Think about squeezing everything in towards your midline. Lift your chest. Shift more weight back into your heel. Again, think hips back and then down, so you're working that deep compression, ankles, knees, and hips. Lift your chest, pull your elbows down, compressing shoulders, elbows, wrists. Eagle armed airplane, inhale, straighten your left leg and bring your body down as you lift your right leg up. Move like you're one piece, like a teeter-totter. Keep your belly tight, keep a strong point of focus. Toes down to help you bring your right hip down in line with your left. Now moving into Warrior 3, untwist and reach your arms forward. Palms can be together or apart, biceps with your ears. Start to reach your big toe back, so you're tractioning your spine. And then airplane pose, Dekasana. Sweep your arms back, Feel a little more opening across your chest, your collarbone. Keep your belly tight, keep your strong point of focus. Inhale, come up, mountain pose. Exhale, left arm under your right. Cross twist. Pull your elbows down. Feel that even stretch over both shoulders. Sit down into your chair. Lift your left leg high over your right. Twist your legs, wrap your foot, slide your foot down the back of your leg. So the higher you can lift your left leg over your right thigh, and the more you bend your right knee, the easier it is to wrap your foot over time. A little bit knees to your left, upper body right. We want to line up your wrists, elbows, knees, and ankles. More weight to your heel. Really sit back, lift your chest, and arch your upper body back. Eagle armed airplane. Inhale, straighten your right leg, body down, left leg up. And pointing your toes down will help to line up your hips. Keep your abdominals engaged. Maybe lift your elbows a little away from your chest. And then warrior three, or balancing stick. So just stretch your spine apart, reach forward, reach your left foot back, and then moving into airplane pose. So just sweep your arms back, squeeze a little through the shoulder blades, reach your chest forward as you stretch your leg back. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, arms to your side. So moving into some balancing postures next. We're going to start with standing head to knee pose and then move right into standing boat pose. Shift your weight to your left foot. Distribute your weight evenly across your foot and then pick up your right leg, one-legged mountain pose. Focus should be on your left leg. Notice where the weight is on your left foot. You want your weight evenly distributed, and then you're able to stack your bones and engage your quadriceps and inner thighs to support that good alignment in your standing leg. Start to round forward, engage your abdominals. Round forward, and maybe you interlace all 10 fingers below your toes. If not, staying right here, you're already benefiting. If you're able to grip below your toes, start to pull your toes back a little, create some flexion in your ankle. If you're able to maintain this strong standing leg, slowly start to kick your right heel forward. Keep the weight evenly distributed. Keep both legs strong, creating this 90-degree right angle. Heel forward, pull your toes back. Once both legs are strong, you're balancing comfortably, bend your elbows. Trying to get your elbows below your calf muscle, and if they go, then start to round your spine, tuck your chin, and put your forehead on your right knee. And then slowly come back to your one-legged mountain pose. Moving into standing bow pose, bring your right foot back, grab for the inside of your right ankle. Bring your knees together, point your toes, and now left arm up. Chin up, stretch up first, and then start to charge forward as you kick back. Take your time, stretch forward, kick back. Make it equal and simultaneous. That's how you maintain balance. Stretch forward, try to touch shoulder to chin. Kick up, kick back. Let your right shoulder be pulled in line behind your left. So opening your chest, you're creating a spine twist as you also back bend. Now start to bring your body down to deep in the backward bend. Kick up, kick back. Allow your chest, your heart to open. Stretch forward, go body down, right hip down, right leg up, kick back. Inhale, come up, mountain pose. Nice deep full inhale breath, open mouth, exhale. Relax your arms to your side. Now shift your weight to your right foot and distribute your weight evenly across your right foot. Pick up your left leg, one-legged mountain pose. Notice if your weight already started to shift to the heel or the outside of your foot. Plug your big toe ball mound into the mat. Lift up out of the arch. Lift through your quadriceps. So your right leg is strong, supported. It's like a lamp post. Belly tight, start to round forward. Always engaging your abdominals and your forward bend, so you're supporting your low spine. Then feel the weight even across your right foot, right leg strong, and then slowly start to kick your heel forward. Move slowly so you're mindful of when your weight wants to shift toward your heel. Keep the weight evenly distributed so your two legs creating a 90-degree angle. Heel forward, pull your toes back, both legs strong, then bend your elbows. Keep kicking so you're feeling that deep stretch up the back of both legs. Shoulders down, elbows below your calf muscle, then round your spine. Chin to chest, forward on your left knee. Slowly come back. Take your time. One-legged mountain pose. Standing bow pose. Bring your left foot back, grab to the inside of your ankle. Knees to touch, right arm up. Chin up. Stretch up and then charge forward, kick back. Pull your bow. This is standing bow pose. Your kick is what creates the backward bend. So from the side, you should look like a top bow. Your leg is the string, kick back, and then your right arm is your arrow. Shoot it forward, shoulder to chin. A little bit left hip down. Keep your hips in one line. And now body down. Try to get your chest parallel to the floor. And then you have more room to kick up eventually your 2 feet and one line from the side. Bring your body down, kick up, kick back. Get your left heel further away from your hip. Inhale, come up, mountain pose. Exhale, gentle back bend. Inhale, mountain pose. Belly tight. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Here's where things change. Exhale, plank pose. Step back into your plank, top of a push-up. Right away, engage your abdominals, belly button up and in. If you have some negative pressure in your low spine, lower your knees. Do this from your knees. If this is hard on your wrists, you can also do this on your forearms. Find whatever position where you feel the strongest. So belly button up and in. Squeeze everything in towards your midline. Shoulders away from your ears, chin slightly lifted. Little bend in your elbows so you're not locking into the joints. And make sure your index fingers point forward so your shoulders can relax away from your ears. You can give your inner arms turning forward. Press your heels back, engage your hamstrings. Take one more deep inhale breath here. Exhale, push your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Find your stance. Weight should be even across hands and feet. Look back between your feet. They should be about hip width distance. Look at your hands. Make sure your hands about shoulder width apart. Again, turn your wrists just slightly out so your index fingers, instead of pointing in, they point forward. And that should allow your shoulders to relax away from your ears. Lift your heels, bend your knees, and lift your hips even higher. So think tailbone up and back, chest a little closer toward your thighs. And then start to lower your heels. It's okay if they don't touch the floor. And start to straighten your knees. It's okay if the knees stay a little bent. From here, we'll move into your warrior sequence, Virabhadrasana. Inhale, lift your right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Round your spine, belly button to spine. Lift your heel towards your hip. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. And then lightly step your right foot through, low lunge. Draw your foot forward. You can pull with your hand if you need to, so you're stacking knee over ankle. Chin slightly forward, lots of length through the back body. Draw your heel back and think about squeezing your inner thighs a little bit towards each other, scissoring through the inner thighs. Inhale, open up into warrior two. Exhale, sit low into your lunge. So you want your right knee stacked over your ankle and your right thigh pretty much parallel to the floor. Turn your left toes in a little bit and press the edge of your left foot firmly to your mat. So weight even over both feet. Shoulders down and away from your ears. Really stretch your arms apart. Inhale, sit a little lower. And as you exhale, just tilt
your arms, moving into side angle or traditional hot triangle. Elbow in front of your knee or on top of your knee if you need some support. If this is okay on your neck, gaze is up toward your thumb. Gently guide your right knee back, so knee stacked over ankle. Draw your left hip down towards the floor. So the tendency is our hip wants to pop up, left hip down, so you're creating a stretch, a straight line down the left side body. Bring your hips forward underneath of you. Twist your left shoulder, upper body back. Lock your left knee, left foot flat to your mat. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Reach up, bend your right knee. Stay low in your lunge. Left hand to the back of your thigh, or you can reach around for a bind. Look up, reach up first. Get lots of lift and length. And then maybe start to look back, reach back. Again, if this is hard at your neck, your gaze can also be down. Feel that side body stretch. Bring your right hip up to your fingertips. Inhale, breathing. Exhale, come back to warrior two. Inhale, straighten your right knee. And now turn your toes out from each other. Bring your heels in for horse pose. Inhale, arms up, palms press. Exhale, sit into horse or goddess. Your hips will want to kind of swing back. So hips forward, draw your tailbone down. Bring your knees back in opposition, so big hip opener. Shoulders down. Ground down through your feet. And notice where your weight is. Are your pinky toes lifting? Can you press the edge of your foot down? See if that allows you to feel more opening through the hips. Allows you to push your knees back just a little bit more. Exhale, sit a little lower. Inhale, straighten your knees. Arms out, and now turn your toes in so your feet are parallel with each other. Lift your gaze, look forward, stretch forward and all the way down. Standing separate legs, stretching pose. Start with your hands to the floor and shift your weight forward. So we tend to kind of sink into our heels in these postures, in this posture. So bring the weight to your hands, shift the weight forward. So the weight even on your foot, and now your bones are stacking. So instead of back here, you want to be right here, hips over knees over ankles. Now, if you're able to reach for the feet, you can grab the sides of your feet or even your heels. It's okay if you keep the hands to the floor, that's totally fine. If you've got the grip on your heels, you're engaged through your quadriceps, your hamstrings start to deeply stretch, your hips start to stretch, and if you've got the grip on your heels, pull and move that stretch up the length of your spine. Lead with your chest, so think sternum towards the floor. Maybe your forehead touches the floor between your toes. Now bring your arms out. Inhale, slowly rise up. Bring your arms over your head, palms press, and just cross your thumbs. Pick up your toes, pivot on your heels towards your right. So right toes point forward. Turn your left foot in about a 45-degree angle, and then twist your hips to get them in one line. Stretch up and tuck your chin, suck your belly, and round your spine. Arms and head together, forehead to your right knee. You can open your hands for balance or even take a little longer step. Bend your right knee as much as you need to get that forward to knee connection. Then slowly you're pushing your knee back with the help of your forehead, working on straightening the knee. It never needs to be straight. That forward to knee connection is more important. So creating a front side compression. Press into the floor, get a little more round through your spine. Now push your knee back, straighten your knee, and then slowly change. Rounding up, chin up last. Then release your grip, bring your arms behind your back. Interlace your fingers, try to press your palms together. Lift your chin, your chest, look up, look back. Nice chest opener, great release from that throat compression you just completed. And then moving into toppling tree. Shift your weight forward to your right foot, bring your body down, and your left leg up. Nice and slow. When you are ready, you're moving into a one-legged forward fold or standing split. So hands to frame your foot. Keep your hips level, or let that left leg lift into the split variation. More important is that you're creating the forward fold. So stomach to thigh, forehead towards your shin. If you want to challenge your balance, you can grab your ankle with your right or even both hands, pull the top of your head down toward your foot. Inhale, breathing, plant your palms. Exhale, step back into your low lunge. Inhale, lift your right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a nice deep full inhale breath, fill your lungs. Open your mouth. Let something go. Moving to the left side. Inhale, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Round your spine. Lift your heel towards your hip. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. And then lightly step through low lunge. Pull your foot forward. Get your good alignment. Stack knee over ankle. Left hip back. A little bit right hip forward. And squeeze through your inner thighs. Chin slightly forward. Gaze forward. Lots of length through the back body. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, sit low into your lunge. So making sure your knees stacked over ankle. Making sure you're sitting your hips low, but at the same time squeezing your obliques, abdominals, everything in, and stretching up out of your waist even as you sit down. Your left knee might need to come back a little bit. Make sure you can see your big toe knuckle. Right hip might swing forward a little bit. In opposition, bring your right shoulder back. Feel broad across your chest. Inhale, sit low. Exhale, tick-tock your arms. So your shoulders stacked, arms like 12 and 6 o'clock. Draw your right hip down towards the floor. Bring both hips forward underneath you. They want to swing back, so keep bringing hips forward, right hip down. Gently guide your left knee back, open your hips, your pelvis. Stretch down as you stretch up, open your chest, your rib cage. A little bit left shoulder forward, rotate your right shoulder back. Right leg stays strong. Stay low in your lunge as you reverse your warrior. Reach up, look up, bend your left knee, stay low in your lunge. Feel your rib cage fanning open on the left side. So this is side body, it's not a back bend, it's a side body stretch. Inhale, breathing. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten your left leg. We're gonna move into Skandasana. So bringing your toes slightly turned out, and you're gonna shift your weight to your right heel, bend your right knee. You can bring hands to the floor in front of you. If this is a lot on your right knee, you can lift your right heel. The sole of your foot can stay on the floor, or you can lift your left toes. If you're okay with balance here, hands can come to the center of your chest. Make sure you're feeling this deep stretch in your inner left thigh. Be mindful of your knee. Inhale, plant your palms, lift your hips, and now move to the other side. One side to the other can feel different. So if on this side, it's a lot on your left knee, again, you can lift your left heel up. You can keep the right foot down, or you can lift your right toes and be on your right heel. Hands can come to the center of your chest, or fine, you keep your hands to the floor, but make sure you're not looking down. You want your chest lifted, gaze slightly forward. Breathe into your inner right thigh. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, plant your palms, lift your hips, come back through center, and now just bring your toes in. Moving into that second set, standing separate legs stretching. You can make it active and pull on your heels, or you can make it passive. Grab for your elbows and dangle. Or let's move into toe stand today, or not toe stand, headstand. So you can start with a tripod, forehead, or your hairline towards the floor, or you can make a little grip that you put right onto the top of your head. So not back here on the crown, closer towards your hairline. You're moving into that tripod variation. And then slowly, just shift your weight, come onto your toes. Now engage your abdominals, lift your hips, and then start to lift your legs Toes just lifting off your mat. Squeeze through your inner thighs if you're in a headstand. Lift your legs up, reach them up towards the ceiling. Now if you're in a headstand, slowly come back to your wide-legged stance. Now bring your arms out. Inhale, slowly rise up. Keep inhaling, arms up, palms press. Pick up your toes, pivot towards the left this time. Twist your hips, so hips in one line, standing separate leg, head to knee pose. Stretch up, chin to chest, and round it. Watch your right hip. It wants to swing out of alignment, so right hip down and forward. Forehead on your left knee. Press your right heel into the mat, right leg strong. Press your fingertips into the floor. Get more round through your spine, getting a stretch to your spine, your kidneys, as you deeply compress the front body, good for your internal organs, boosting your metabolic rate and your immune system. Push your knee back, try to straighten your left knee, and then slowly come up. At the top, moving into chest expansion, bring your arms behind your back, and release. Maybe try the different grip this time. Press your palms together, press your heel down towards your heel as you lift your chest up, look up, maybe look back. And then toppling tree, shift your weight forward to your left foot. Bring your body down as you lift your right leg. Ground down through your foot. Plug your big toe ball mound into your mat. And you're ready, one-legged forward fold or standing splits. Stomach to thigh, forehead to shin. If you want to challenge your balance, grab your ankle with your left hand. Maybe grab with both hands. Pull the top of your head down toward your foot as you lift your right heel away from the floor. Inhale, breathing, plant your palms. Exhale, step back, low lunge. Inhale, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath. Open your mouth. Now, if you need a little break, now's a great time to grab a sip of water. Take a little rest in child's pose if you need it. So moving through the warrior series that we just went through. We're going to move breath to movement. And then a little bit, adding a little extra right at the end. So listen up. Moving into downward facing dog. Find your stance, maybe walk your dog a little bit. Lift your hips, your tailbone up. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, right leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle or traditional hot triangle. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, cartwheel arms down, low lunge. Inhale, right leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, cartwheel arms down, low lunge. Inhale, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time through, adding a little at the end. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, cartwheel arms down, low lunge. Now stay here, left hand stays down. Inhale, right arm up. Your twisted lunge. So really ground down. Press your big toe, big right toe knuckle into the mat. Little bit right hip back. Notice if you're dipping into that left hip. So left hip up, right hip down and back. Left shoulder under, rotate your right shoulder up and back. Inhale, breathing. Exhale, come back to your low lunge. Inhale, lift your right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, cartwheel arms down, low lunge. Now moving into your twisted lunge, right hand stays down, inhale, left arm up. Again, your right hip wants to sink a little bit, so right hip up, left hip down and back. Scissor again, squeeze through your inner thighs, root down your big toe, left big toe knuckle. Maybe even lift up out of your right arm a little bit, twist and open up. Inhale, breathing. Exhale, come back to your low lunge. Inhale, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep full inhale breath. Open your mouth. Now lift your heels, bend your knees, look to the front of your mat, and then tiptoe, hop, float to the front, forward fold. Little bend to your knees, slight tuck to your chin, slowly round up. Take your time, chin comes up last. Then come to the center of your mat, moving into tree pose. Shift your weight to your left foot, pick up your right. Try to bring your right heel underneath of your belly button. Right hand to your chest. Draw your tailbone down as you stretch up, and then gently guide your right knee back. And opposition hips forward. Lengthen up. The longer you're here, the taller you should become. And then slowly come back, right leg down, arms to your side, nice focus, both of you. Shift your weight to your right foot, pick up your left. Try to bring your heel all the way up onto your waistband. Sole of your foot turns up towards the ceiling as you gently let your left knee come down. Left hand to your chest, thumb to sternum. You can really press your big toe ball mound into your mat. Feel rooted down as you lengthen up, stretch up out of your waist. Left hip down, so hips in one line, shoulders in one line. Hips forward, gently left knee down, back and in. And then slowly come back out. Toes and heels touch. One more sunny. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, gentle back bend. Inhale, mountain pose. Belly tight. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, crouch and curl. Maybe this time you grab for your elbows. Make yourself into a tight little ball. From here, moving into Malasana or Yogi Squat. Toe heel your feet out so you have your feet about hip or mat width distance, sorry. Turn your toes slightly out from your heels and now sit your hips down, lift your chest against the heart center. A block is great if you need it underneath your tailbone. Really grounding in this posture. Again, press your feet down. Draw your tailbone down, lift your chest, try to stack your shoulders over your hips. Now you can stay here. We're going to move into a little bit of twisting. So bring your right fingertips just beyond your right toes. Inhale, left arm up. And keep sinking Your heels down, lift through your chest, maybe look up, maybe you reach your left hand behind and grab for a half or full bind. If all of your weight shifted to your right heel, try to bring a little bit more weight towards your left heel. And then slowly untwist, back to center, press your knees open. Inhale, breathing. Exhale, bring your left fingertips down just beyond your left toes. Inhale, right arm up. Notice again, if your weight shifts all the way to the left side, keep more weight into your right heel. Weight is even. Look up, maybe twist up. Maybe you bring your right arm behind your back for a half or a full bind. Release your bind. Inhale, breathing. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, plant your palms. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Walk your dog a little bit. It's a big compression. The hips, the knees, the ankles. So walk it out. Lift your tailbone, chest back, lots of length through the back body. Moving to the floor, inhale, lift your right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, half pigeon. Bring your right knee towards your right wrist and your ankle towards your left wrist. Bring your left knee down and then tuck your toes. Draw your heel back, get more length across the front of your left hip flexor, and then bring your knee down, untuck your toes. If this is a lot on your right knee, you can use a block underneath your right hip, or you can flip over into your back for a supine variation. Work to level your hips, left hip down, and then when you feel comfortable here, you can lower down into sleeping pigeon. Notice that your weight is going to want to roll towards your right hip. So instead, I encourage you to roll more weight towards your left hip, working to keep your hips in one line, a big compression to your right hip joint, nice stretch across the front of your left hip flexor. Breathe here, deep belly breaths. Now if you lower down, walk back up to your hands. Tuck your left toes under, lift your left knee, fire up your leg, and lift your right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Maybe stack your hips, and then bend your right knee. Get a little movement back into your right hip, blood rushing back in, and then come back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale, half pigeon on the left. And if on this side you need a block or you need to flip onto your back, do so. You can tuck your toes, draw your right heel back a little bit, and then bend your right knee. Untuck your toes, feel that little better stretch across the front of your right hip. And then right hip down in line with your left. When you're ready, you can lower down into sleeping pigeon. Again, work to draw your right hip down, feel really grounded here. Letting gravity do the work for you, your hips opening. A deep compression to your left hip, your left knee. Slowly come back up to your hands. If that didn't feel like long enough, I encourage you to practice some more yin postures. You can hold that posture as long as you like. Get that nice big opening. Tuck your right toes. Lift your right knee. Inhale, left leg lifts. Three-legged dog. And then stack your hips. Maybe bend your knee, scorpion your dog. Maybe roll your knee, your hip a few times. And then come back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, breathing, pivot forward to your plank position. Belly button to spine, gaze slightly forward. Now hinge forward so your shoulders come forward over your wrists. And then bend your elbows, slowly lower all the way down. Moving into Bhujangasana, Cobra Pose. Hands right underneath your shoulders. Glue your palms down. Zipper up your legs. Squeeze them together like a cobra tail. Exhale first. Inhale, look up. Lift up until just your belly button left touching your mat. Bring your chest forward. Stretch your elbows down and back toward your hips. Squeeze your inner thighs. Press your feet, your legs down. Lift your chest. Exhale, lower down. Touch your chin. And then turn your head to the right. Arms heavy. Palms by your side. Let your fingers curl in. Let your heels fall open. Allow your spine to rise and fall. Moving into a bound locust, chin forward. Bring your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, press your palms together. Zipper up your legs. Exhale your breath. As you inhale, start to reach or punch your fist behind you. Lift your chin, your chest. Now engage your hamstrings and start to lift your legs. Think chest forward, shoulders back, arms back. Squeeze your inner thighs. Look up, start to lift everything up off your mat. Exhale, lower, touch your chin. Turn your head to the left. Purnasalavasana, chin forward. Arms out like airplane wings. Zipper up your legs, squeeze them in tight. Exhale your breath, inhale, look up, lift up, fly. Lift everything off your mat. Squeeze through your inner thighs. Lift your arms up, fingertips above your head. Now sweep your arms back. Engage your hamstrings, engage your mid-spine, lift up. Exhale, lower. Make a little pillow with your hands, rest your forehead on that pillow. Maybe shake your hips a little bit, wag your tail. Bring your hands under your shoulders, push yourself up, come to the front of your mat for fixed firm. Knees and feet together, sit on your heels. Now, separating your feet as wide enough that your hips can sit down right between them. Open your knees as wide as you need to. So if you've got some knee stuff you're working with, you can have the knees nice and wide and put more weight to hands. If your hips are on the floor between your feet, then bring hands to feet and go back to your elbows. You can stop at any point along the way. If you're on your elbows, maybe you just allow your head to hang heavy. If you can touch the top of your head to the mat and work to bring the back of your head to the mat. Again, stop at any point along the way. Once your shoulders are on the mat, then arms up and grab for your elbows. Keep drawing your knees down and slightly in. Lift through your chest. Breathe through your hips. Getting a nice stretch to the quadricep muscles. Slowly working the knees a little closer in, but keep them down on your mat. And then hands to feet. Use your elbows. Come back up. And then press back into a downward facing dog. Let the blood rush back into your hips, your knees, your ankles. And then bend your knees, sit down at the back of your mat, half tortoise pose. Squeeze through your inner thighs, arms up, glue your palms together. Stretch up, keep your abdominals engaged as you stretch forward. Try to keep your hips to heels. Try to touch your forehead first and then hands to the floor.
Forehead on the floor, chin away from your chest. Keep your neck long so the tip of your nose should graze your mat. Draw your hips down and back towards your heels. Stretch your arms forward in opposition, tractioning your spine, opening through your shoulder girdle, stretching the lowest lobes of your lungs, getting your head below your heart, so a lot of fresh blood to the brain, feeling grounded and a little more energized. Exhale, squeeze your inner thighs, belly tight, stretch your arms forward and then lift your arms up. Left hips on your heels, spine straight. Relax your arms. Moving into Camel Pose, stand on your knees, 6 inches between knees and feet. Hands to your low spine. Try to bring the heel of your hand right under your lowest rib. Now lift your rib cage, lift your chest, look up, maybe start to look back. This might feel plenty, you can stay here, keep squeezing your elbows together, feel more opening across your chest. If you're able to look back and you want to go a little deeper, reach back and grab for your heels, thumb outside, fingers inside. Keep your weight forward, so you want hips over your knees. Keep your chest lifted, so you're creating an even extension in your spine. Head can be heavy. Lift your chest, press stomach, hips, thighs forward. Then bring your hands to your hips, slowly come back up. And then sit down, just a few moments in stillness here in Hero's Pose or Savasana. Or gaze can be slightly down or close your eyes. Just noticing heart rate starts to slow back down. If you close your eyes, blink them open, moving into rabbit pose. Bring your thumbs outside, fingers inside, so your whole palm gripping your heel. Tuck your chin, suck your belly in, round down, get very compact. Your forehead slides off your knees. Then pull on your heels, lift your hips, and roll forward like a somersault. If there's a gap between forehead and knees, walk your knees up. Please do not move your head. Keep pulling on your heels. Take some of the weight out of your head. Lift your shoulders up towards the ceiling. Belly tight. Squeeze your hips together. Pull on your heels. And then keep pulling, slowly round back up. Chin up last. Lean your hips to one side. Bring your legs out in front of you. Scoot your hips forward. We're going to move into a bridge pose today. So just using your core strength, slowly lower down onto your back. And then bend your knees. Bring your heels in kind of close to your hips. So if you're reaching your fingertips down, like your middle finger should just barely touch your heel. About hip width distance between your feet. And arms right in close to your spine. As you inhale, start to lift your hips up. Press your heels down. Squeeze through your inner thighs. Lift your hips. Feel your hamstrings start to light up. Notice if you're just squeezing your glutes. Try to relax the glutes a little bit. Use more inner thighs and hamstrings to lift your hips. Keep your chin lifted away from your chest, but try to bring your chest closer towards your chin. You can stay here or you can work your arms together underneath you and find that grasping of the palms. Press your arms down, press your heels down, lift your chest, or lift your hips up. Squeeze a little through your inner thighs. One more time, lift your hips. Exhale, slowly lower down. Let your legs go long. Arms down by your sides, Savasana. Do legs up the wall. So from here, keep your hips down, lift your legs. So your heels right above your hips. So really draw the tailbone down. Engage your abdominals, press your low spine down, and maybe a little flexion to your feet, like you're holding a block on your feet. Now, this might not feel like a lot at first, The longer you're in it, the more intense you will feel. Blood draining down. Fine to stay here. If you would like to work into plow, keep your arms down by your side, press into the floor and lift your hips up. Bring your feet up over your head. It's okay if your toes aren't touching the floor. You can keep your arms down, or you can bring your hands to your low spine like a little tripod to support you. Try not to move your head here. Try to have a little bit more weight toward your shoulders than on your neck. Feel this nice deep stretch to the spine, to your hamstrings, your legs. From here, arms down by your side, as slowly as you can. Engage your abdominals and slowly lower your hips back down to the floor. And then slowly lower your legs down. Use your core strength. So press your low spine down, slowly lower your legs all the way down to the floor. Moving into winter moving, bend your right knee, interlace a tight grip just below your knee. Pull your knee slightly to your right, avoiding your rib cage and down towards your shoulder. Elbows in, shoulders down, draw your gaze down, pull your right knee down towards your right shoulder. Moving into a supine twist, left hand to the top of your knee. Slowly guide your right knee over towards the left. Do your best to keep your right shoulder on the mat. You can extend your right arm out. You can turn to look right if your neck allows. If this feels too intense, bend both knees, stack your knees for a more gentle twist. Feel free to close your eyes. Try not to be muscling your way in or striving. Just put yourself in a shape and be still. Let gravity do the work for you. And then slowly come back. Pull your right knee down towards your right shoulder. One more squeeze, and then right leg down, left leg up. Interlace, pull your knee to the left, down and in towards your shoulder. So shoulder, knee, and foot in one line. Extend your right leg long. You'll feel subtle stretch over your right hip. Chin down, pull your knee down so you feel a pinch compression to your left hip. And then supine twist, bring your right hand on top of your left knee and gently guide your knee over to the left. Left shoulder on the mat. Turn to look left if your neck allows. Close your gaze if you'd like. So just closing down the eyes, staying connected with your breath, where you're feeling this in your spine, maybe your hips. And slowly come back. Pull your left knee down towards your left shoulder. One more squeeze, and then bend both knees. Make yourself into a tight little ball. Chin down, shoulders down, knees down, hips down. Trying to get the whole length of your spine flat to the mat. One more deep inhale breath. Exhale, release into your final Savasana. Close your eyes if you'd like. Maybe spread out a little bit more if that feels good for you. Commit to staying with your breath in your body for the next 2 minutes. So you worked hard to get to this point. Try to savor it. Just feeling maybe a little bit more connected to the earth, and more grounded. Take your time here. in your final Savasana. When you do get up, do so slowly, quietly. Try to maintain this sense of being throughout your day. Maybe you can be a grounding force for those in your life. So know that the yoga, it's not just what you do on your mat, it's how you interact in the world. It's what you practice on the mat, it's what you want to practice in the world as well. Thanks for taking good care of yourself, practicing some love. Share it with those around you. Can't wait to see you guys in the studio next week. Namaste.